amount of spiritual battle we gotta fight for we on a daily basis. And we don't know. Worse like how we are sheep and enough of us not even spiritually inclined like that. If you have the eye to see the spiritual realm and what is going on around us. People are sending arrows and all type of thing at your life. And God they are block everything because God have a purpose for you. But you don't know that. And imagine you there. I say God no exists and I curse God. And in a very, very low capacity, the People's National Party is advocating on our behalf constantly. And a lot of the times we don't recognize it and we go on social media talking about the PMP this and the PMP that. Starboy, big up. We need to stop it. I mean, now stop call it out. We need to stop it. People can do what they want to do, you know, but Bolo go call it out. We need to stop it. Stop it. The real conversation needs to be the government and what they are not doing and what they are doing. And that's how we are come about today. Because Daryl Vaz, I don't know about something, right? Something is not right. Something right about you, brother. Something right about you. You understand? This 150 million US for what you call it? Mighty God. I wish part Mark Stewart there now, mommy. I wish part in there. Portmore? Portmore in there? Portmore in there, yes. Boy, I have to go make that call there, you know. Mighty God. My brother have to reach a Portmore. You need him to go see him. Mark Stewart, yes. You see him, Bridget, man? No, but I don't have to take time talking. You need to go see the man of God. Eh? Mommy, him need to see him. Once him see him, everything else come into play. You understand? You need to go see the man of God. No, me I try reach out from him the overseas, me I try connect with him. You understand? But in the Jamaica now, so you can go see him. You understand? No, my bridging man. Same bridging man. Crystal, what's up? Sabria, what's up? Good afternoon. Blessings to everybody on the live. Like up the live there for me. Alright. Well, I on TikTok, yes, sir. No, hold on. Alright, bam, 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 bam. No, I understand how to work that something here. If you make the camera them, I do them they far from one end up on the phone, then you can see me in a frame good for the two phone. Alright. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to this. Daryl Vaz. Daryl Vaz, Daryl Vaz, Daryl Vaz. Where's the evidence file here? I know I sent it to my other phone. Evidence file with Daryl Vaz. Remember some live here? Mighty God. You guys watch Andre's show last night, PDTV News? Wow. Some very, very serious questions there for Daryl Vaz, man. Mighty God. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mark Golin, a lot of you are not on Twitter, right? Good day to you. Lamb Redeem, bless up. A lot of you are not on Twitter. what Mr. Mark Golding posted on Twitter. At Daryl Vaz. Well, he didn't post at Daryl Vaz, but Daryl Vaz is the subject and the topic. He says, dishonest is exactly what you are. Daryl Vaz is a lie. You're a liar. Dishonest is a nice word to say. Daryl Vaz is a liar. Ladies and gentlemen, what did Daryl Vaz lie about? You might ask. We can definitively say lie because the evidence is right here so in front of us. Energy Minister Daryl Vaz says the gap in funding needed to allow Jamaica Public Service to quickly restore electricity to the entire island is expected to be narrowed further with a drawdown from Electric Disaster Fund. Who remember when Daryl Vaz was in Parliament with Mark Golding and Daryl Vaz had a fit? Daryl Vaz had a fit. It's like Mark Golding when I rub him the wrong way. Because Mark Golding was asking too much questions. And he was gaslighting, talking about bad mind and all type of nonsense. Who remember? Who here remembers that? That's why the title of my video is the title of my video, guys. Daryl Vaz have been gaslighting the people, talking about bad mind and like trying to suggest that the People's National Party doesn't want the people to get light. And that was never the conversation. The conversation was surrounding, okay, you said they want 150 million and it's 350 million. Right? By the way, January done, you know. Everybody don't always get light. Me get a message this morning. Trust me, people still are suffer down at that side of the island, yeah? Down at west. People still suffering. No light, no internet, no water. Let me be clear. Alright? People still are suffering. Them only link me when them can link me. Because them not have no internet. So, we over here upon this side of the island and live through life. When the reality of the damage that Hurricane Melissa yielded to the western side of the island is still vivid in the people's lived realities. And this government goes around every day and they praise themselves, ladies and gentlemen. I've never seen such incompetence in my life. How do you go around? St. Elizabeth as well, Pacha Gray? How do you go around patting yourself on the back when the job has not haven't been done totally? Joanne Morris, good afternoon. How do you go and pat yourself on the back when the job has not been done? The mission is not finished. Why are you patting yourself on the back? I need somebody to make that make sense. We have to call it out, ladies and gentlemen. Like and share the video. Yes, but yes, let me go to this. Daryl Vaz gaslit the people, right? When Mr. Mark Golding questioned him about the 150 million, right? Oh, wow. Didn't I turn on this box? Not bad. Mark Golding questions Daryl Vaz in Parliament on the US $150 million loan. Right? I think I got it right here. Listen to this gaslighting and this nonsense from Daryl Vaz. You can't make this up, guys. You understand? You cannot make this up. Who else is here? TikTok. We need you guys to get me to 50,000 likes, you know. So when I have a like and share it up, you know, we need, you know, yeah? Come on, team. I know you can do it. You can do it. Let's go. You can do it. Let me see which one of them are. No, yes.
The context of your presentation in relation to the JPS situation is that the license expires, I think it's July 2027. Notice has been given,
Listen.
triggering the consequences of license termination. Jamaica has roughly 20% of the equity in JPS. The funding gap.
What does happen? No, man, that's too important, man. The devil is a liar. What is happening here? Why did my box turn off? It's plugged in. Oh, what is happening? Let's start that over. This is very important.
In relation to the JPS situation is that the license expires, I think it's July 2027. Notice has been given. The consequences of license termination. Jamaica has roughly 20% of the equity in JPS. The funding gap, based on the recently done work to do the restoration of the grid, including substations, transmission, posts, etc., distribution lines, is around 350 million US. So our 20%, if you're looking at it as a shareholder, our 20% would be 70 million. But we are actually taking the risk of lending an unsecured loan to JPS of 150 million, which is twice the proportion of the equity that we hold in the business. So unsecured, you don't have any collateral to seize. You're relying on a mechanism to get it back, which I'm going to speak to in a second. So my question to you is, first of all, the other 200 million, which is currently not funded,
Yes.
but which is necessary to achieve the timelines that you have indicated
Yes.
for restoration. What is the assurance that that 200 million will be raised on a timely basis so as to enable the necessary expenditures to be made by JPS to hit the targets, which are presumably fairly aggressive targets given the extent of the damage to the grid and so on? What level of confidence do you have that that 200 million will be raised by them? And what is the time frame that it has to be raised by for that target to be met? I'd like to know the time frame for that. So I'll summarize. One is the timeline for JPS to fund the 200 million gap, and whether you would ensure that that funding is in place before you expose our $150 million.
Let me indicate very clearly for all of Jamaica to hear.
Live, yeah.
The meeting that we had yesterday morning, where the Minister of Finance and the Finance
Yeah, we'll use the computer, next one.
we ironed out a way forward, realizing the seriousness and the time-sensitive nature of this response.
Yeah, hear
So the
this.
first answer to your question
Listen.
is that this government is prepared on behalf of the people of Jamaica to release the $150 million in whatever tranches are required as quickly as possible to get the restoration going. And that's the difference between a caring government and somebody who has a financial background.
So you see the gaslighting. This is where the gaslighting starts. Anytime Daryl is caught with his pants down, he gaslights. Anytime he get catch, when you stick him with proper questions When I forget details, he starts to gaslight, wicked and evil, bad mind, all type of nonsense, you know. And now story come to bump. Because you see the time I boiled down, you know. For this timeline from him, where all of these people supposed to get current and electricity. And we still don't get the final details. Right? In terms of this $150 million US. And then I'm going to go further into more evidence of the contradiction between him and the Minister of Finance and what she said in Parliament versus what he's saying right now. We're going to get to it, ladies and gentlemen. Jamaica Swag King, big up. Listen.
The people want light. Okay? So let me just make that clear.
Point of order, Minister.
Point of order.
Minister, point of order.
His feet, talking. The minister standing on his feet, talking into the mic. You don't need to personalize your response. You don't need to get hot under the collar. It's a legitimate question I'm asking. And I'm just, so don't bother about having a financial background. I want to know a simple question. Are you going to ensure the funding is in place? And now you're coming back and personalizing it in a totally unnecessary way.
Let me repeat. Let me repeat.
Listen to this.
The member is saying that his position is that he would not release the $150 million unless he knew where the $200 million was coming from. That's what he said. That's what he said. That's what he said. Hansard is there. Hansard is there. Hansard is there. Hansard is there. And I am
Minister,
telling you,
Minister,
I am telling you.
Minister.
You realize how the speaker allowed Daryl Vaz to behave in Parliament. Disgraceful and nasty behavior. But we digress. We just want to hear what I'm saying about the money, you know. Listen him, you know. Carefully, you know, people. Write down on the notes. Alright.
Please.
Let me just say it again. Based on the meeting that took place yesterday,
Yes.
we are confident,
Yes.
based on the meeting that had the representative of the Ministry of Finance at the highest level, the Minister and the Financial Secretary, you can't go any higher, that we are prepared to release the $150 million tonight if it means that the people are going to get back light sooner than later. You are wicked and evil. Bad mind don't go on yet from September 3rd.
You hear the gaslighting? You hear the gaslighting, ladies and gentlemen? Anytime he get caught with him pants down and cannot put in proper documentation of what he's saying, when he knows he's lying to the people, this is what he does. This is what he does. And we're going to point it out. How you doing, Delroy? Big up yourself, man. Right? Right? Big up yourself, my brother. Blessings.
Members.
Wicked and evil.
You know who September 3rd born? Him. Because one of him was broke. You know how hurt them is say Isaac Buchanan kick with your foot? From that they see it there. Who hurt like him? Have you seen him take a question from Daryl Vaz in Parliament? From Isaac Buchanan in Parliament? Sorry? Isaac Buchanan kick with him white foot. It had them vex. Hey, me tell you say, you don't know how JLP vex. You don't know what it is about East Portland, but them vex. Them vex about losing that they one seat there. Than the PMP is about losing the entire election or stolen from us. Me can't tell you that. They're more upset about what's your name? Action and losing our seat than the PMP is upset about losing the entire election. Me now ask Christ. This is why they always go back to September 3rd. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't notice, they are the ones that always bringing up September 3rd. Thank you so much, Jamaican Swag King. Right? Them vex, some unknown, good afternoon. Them vex bad man. Where you say? What area of Western are you located? Oh, you're talking to Winifred. How you doing, my respect, Bolo? To be honest with you, phone giving me hell. Most of the platforms I listen to, I can't get them. You, Andre, Stevens, JC, HT, Aromatic, and many more. Oh, God. So the internet is giving you problems still. You understand, man? Please, the best thing about it is for you to be safe. Blessings, Opal Style Spotlight. Born again, oh Lord. The best thing is for you to be safe. That's what I myself on this platform want for all the viewers and even the people that don't view. Once you're a Jamaican, I don't even care if you're a liberate. I really want you to stay safe. You understand what I'm saying? We can disagree about politics, but when it comes and boil down to the humanity of the thing, yes, we want everybody to be safe, ladies and gentlemen. Yes? Good. Let's continue.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Minister, all members. Members from the opposition side.
You hear Uma Carrier?
If you do, if you
listen, he's allowing the man to bark at the people, you know, and he wants to get the opposition in order. Betty, I know you're doing, my darling. Good afternoon. Glenn, how you doing? Bless up yourself. Karen, what's up? Yeah, man, don't like up and share up the live, man. Tell some people to Bolo live right now. So make them forward up, yeah? Get the likes up, guys. Get the likes up. Get the likes up. TikTok, get the likes up. 71 people watching on TikTok. If we get everybody at top one time, you know it go. Give me a 2-minute top there.
do not allow the minister to continue.
2 minutes
we
straight.
have to go to something else, please.
Come on, everybody. Let's
You
go.
do not have the floor.
Let's
Member
go.
from St. Catherine North Central, you do not have the floor.
Mr. Speaker.
You will find out in short.
Mr. Speaker.
Listen to him.
Go ahead, Minister.
The $150 million that the government is prepared to release as soon as the documentation is in place, which will be no later than a matter of hours to a day, because of the urgency, is specific for restoration over 2 months, December and January. That $150 million is ring-fenced to deal with a restoration program that will take care of Jamaica, not only some parishes. And if you are going to tell...
You hear that? To take care of Jamaica, not only some parishes. So by the end of this January, we are come today, what, the 27th? Remember I said December, January now. It is confirmed that JPS get the money, ladies and gentlemen. So if we don't see Jamaica, not just some parishes, Jamaica at him says and me says so. Straight from the horse's mouth, ladies and gentlemen. But that's not even the substantive issue. May I tell you that right now? That is not even the substantive issue. Let's continue.
That there are people in this house that would question a government in a crisis like this.
So, a government in a crisis must not be questioned. According to Daryl Vaz. You see the thinking of these people, why we made a grave mistake in giving them our for the persons that even voted for them. You see how much of a grave mistake you guys made? You have a government official that thinks because you're in a crisis, when it comes down to our money, our tax dollars, they are not to be questioned by the opposition. If they are questioned, they are bad mind and them evil. This is the nonsense that you guys voted for. Antonio, what's up? This is the nonsense you guys voted for.
More than $150 million that we have availability now to find out about $200 million, which can take another month or 6 weeks. Our money is secured whichever way it goes. We are a responsible government, And we have taken a responsible decision, a caring decision, an argument done.
Him thinks you fee money. Argument done. Punkus wagwan. Punkus say, I never made that mistake. JLP did. Punkus recap don't fit, I can't wear it, not true.
The context of
Yo.
your presentation.
So we hear the
in relation to
gaslighting.
JPS situation.
We hear the gaslighting, ladies and gentlemen. We hear the gaslighting. Right? And then, a day after, Daryl Vaz came out in the news. And this was one of the responses from Mark Golden.
Yesterday in the House of Representatives, Minister Daryl Vaz told us that JPS needs $350 billion US.
Anita, where are you? Where are you, Anita? Which parish are you in? You say you don't get light yet. Where are you?
To restore the electricity grid so that people can get electricity. He said that the government is going to take $150 million US and lend it to JPS.
Anita, if you want to come up real quick and tell the people the realities of what's happening in Westmoreland, you're more than welcome to, you know. I can send you a request. So let me know if you want to come up. Because we want to hear from the people in the most affected areas, yes?
I asked him, so what about the other $200 million US? Are we going to ensure there's a plan that puts that money in place before we risk our 150 so that the full 350 that he said is the amount required is available to JPS? At that point, he went on a tirade to call the people bad mind, heartless, and all kind of foolishness.
Nonsense.
It was a simple question.
Simple.
It was a logical question.
Yes.
And it's a question they need to answer. Because we need the grid fixed. We need it fixed as quickly as possible. It's going to cost $350 million US to do it. Only $150 million is on the table. What's the government's solution for that gap? Simple. And Minister Vaz, I have one more question. If it's $350 million US to restore electricity, and you're willing to lend them $150 million without knowing where the other $200 million is coming from, which section of Jamaica are you willing to sacrifice by proceeding without sufficient money to fix the problem? So if only part of Jamaica is going to get fixed, which parts are not going to get fixed? Because we only have 150 million and not the 350 that it will take.
Solid questions. Because when you hear him in the previous part, say it's not part of Jamaica, it's all of Jamaica. The money I go fix. Right? Keep that in mind, you know, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure it's on the log that, you know, 350 million would fix all of Jamaica. Not part of Jamaica, not some parishes. All parishes. Yes? Alright. Moving on to the next evidence. So on that same day when Mark Golden had made this response, Daryl Vaz was in the newspaper. Who remember this argument? I made a miscalculation, and overnight I was able to get it corrected. There is an application at the OUR for the last 50 million US dollars in the emergency fund. So the figure is no longer 200 million. Overnight, it's 150 million, making it easier. His argument is that the 50 million US from the OUR plus the 150 where them say them are going to give JPS, I got to go to 200 million, which is going to make it easier for them now because JPS just need to find 150 million. So this is the grand idea for them to get light to the entire Jamaica. He made a miscalculation, the OUR. Who remember that? This was the next day, ladies and gentlemen. I was following this story very, very keenly. I don't know about Uno, but you see, you have to play the weight game with these people because they lie. And it's only a matter of time before they lie get exposed. Who's that? Joan Sinclair, how are you doing, my love? Good day to you. Yes? So, this is what Mr. Golding posted about Daryl Vaz. Him say you are dishonest. This was yesterday. Him say you are dishonest. When him say right here, so? When him right here, so? The estimate damage and cost that the JLP said we needed to fully restore the redesign was always a different cost from the cost that JPS presented at the estimate for February 2026 restoration. The only figure that the government has been in negotiation regarding has been the 150 million. That was the value of the loan. The other misogynistic and potential defamatory statements here include the attack on my permanent secretary and the speaker are very hard brand. So okay. So Daryl Vaz says that the only figure that the government has been in negotiations regarding, he can't even write, regarding has been US 150 million. That was the value of the loan. But that is a lie. And then he's calling Mark Golding dishonest. So now Mark Golding fire back. Oh no, me understand. So Mark Golding fire back at him on Twitter. There's a war on Twitter, guys. And Mark Golding came with his receipts. This is the energy minister in the paper saying that there's an additional 50 million from the OUR. So how is he saying that the only negotiation was 150? People, these people cannot be trusted, you know. These people cannot be trusted. Daryl Vaz cannot be trusted. I don't know about you, but I don't trust him to deal with none of my tax dollars. Not even 1 cent. I don't trust him with a cent. This is a newspaper article. He's the one that came out. Oh, miscalculation. Overnight, we have fixed it. Because the argument was pressing him. And he couldn't get away from the argument, ladies and gentlemen. Because he know it was a solid argument. Why are you giving JPS 150 million if they have not secured the additional 200 million that you say is supposed to help to fix the entire grid? So now him go and do a calculation overnight, come back in the morning, put out in the, then he come out in the green and say, him do me, and I quote, I made a miscalculation and overnight I was able to get it corrected. There is an application at the OUR for the last US 50 million in the emergency fund. So the figure is no longer 200 million. Overnight, it's US 150 million. Making it much easier. Context of that is, remember say 200 million JPS they need. So now they just need 150 million because him find 50 million in the OUR. Right? In the emergency fund. Not my word. Not my word, ladies and gentlemen. This is Daryl Vaz saying this, quoted in the newspaper. Yeah? You need to stop it. You need to stop it. So, Mark Golding fixing business. And you know what he was responding to on Twitter? Mark Golding called out the appointment of Kedisha Rochester. And he responded, Daryl Vaz responded, said, Mark Golding is dishonest. And Mark Golding said, no. You are liar. You dishonest. You're the one that is dishonest. Case and point. Based off how him say here, so that was not the only negotiation with JPS. This is not only just 150 they negotiate. But it gets worse, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to this. Let me find the clip. Big up Colin Bell. Let me find the clip. Big up Portland Spice TV. Yeah, man. Big up Portland Spice TV, man. Let me find the clip here, people. Ah, boy.
And other members of community groups, so grant and team from JBS, and stuff, the community members of the media.
How important is this election that's talking about?
Listen to this. Listen to this.
The question about the loan to JPS, is the government prepared to lend the entire amount? I think that was your question. So the loan to JPS was 150 million US dollars so that they could accelerate the pace at which Jamaicans get their lights back, which businesses get their light back.
So, Jamaica, you see, if February come and everybody not get back light, we need back 150 million. Because it was to what? Accelerate the pace at which Jamaicans get back light. If we don't get back light, you know, by February, you know, we need back with money, you know. We need a surcharge, you know. Who are you feeling me? We need a surcharge. Because all they had to, what's up, Lady G, Angela? All they had to do was wait and let the process flow. Because if people get back like the same time with that they would get back like, but it makes sense. You forwarding that type of money. And we were arguing, brethren, use some of the money, help people and build back their roof for them house now. That is an emergency. What you gonna do? You're gonna turn on the light on homeless people with no roof for their head. And rain a fall almost every other day in a Westmoreland and them place there. And St. Elizabeth. And St. James and Hanover. That was the argument, you know. Right? Why not give the people them help so that it's sad Zion love. Why not give the people them the money to fix them house? Fix the people them house, brother. Or make some big shelter where the people them can go centered. Where you have police, soldier, internet, right? Real structure. Fireman, emergency people, everything. Medical assistance in a one hub. Till the people them can get back on their feet. 24 billion Jamaican dollar. And I said it, I said, you can't take 4 billion out of that and help people. $4 billion is no money, you know. $4 billion is no money to fix some whole heap of thousands of house. It's no money. And I said, why not use $4 billion and target who? The most vulnerable. Mothers, single mothers, pregnant women, elderly, male and female, the blind, people who are disabled and probably are live alone, now homeless. I said, why not use that 4 billion and allocate it, right, towards helping those people. I have what you call a written live audit, a running live auditor and auditors in the field to document everything. I said that on my platform. I am no smarter than these people that say them go to college and so. Probably I'm smarter than some of them politicians and still. I not tell no lie. Because some of them fully dunce. You understand what I say? But you guys are getting paid one heap of money. And the results of that is very, very, I mean, my goodness. You know, this person definitely have to get black. Why people love free things? Why does the Jamaica Labour Party members love our free tax dollars and a wrap it up? You stink. Come off from a page. Out order. But why people love free things? Huh? Why the politicians they love people free money? Why them love rob up the people them tax dollars? Why them love give them friend and them girlfriend people tax dollars in a contract? You stink. That if you ask yourself and ask them why them love thief up people money. give themselves 200 and what? 100 and 150 and 250% increase. But feed them pay. And I want to pay the other people. Right? Who love freeness like a politician them? Take with tax dollars and gone for flamboyant trip. Right? Get this. Me glad say TikTok block this messenger. You earn yourself a block. Just think, man. So back to what Favor said. Listen to what Favor is saying.
The question about the loan to JPS, is the government prepared to lend the entire amount? I think that was your question. So the loan to JPS was 150 million US dollars so that they could accelerate the pace at which Jamaicans get their lights back, which businesses get their light back. Madam Speaker, already I can say to you, you don't have to worry that the government is going to lend the entire amount, right? Already our international partners have indicated that within that package that's announced, there is about 450 million for JPS. And what that will do is allow for our loan of 150 million to be repaid back to us, so we get back the liquidity. It didn't happen last Tuesday. It's happened after that.
Listeners and viewers, you see, in this digital age,
everything they record.
There's so much that is outstanding.
Everything they
so
record.
And I am really up in arms, with the people who are out there going after some simple things, and these major issues are not being spoken about. I
in very
now
clear
take it
terms,
sitting down
position and ruling
here
matters. And what
Colin
she
Bell
does is to cut and then to issue a ruling.
Colin Bell is going to do what Colin Bell does. Speak out and call out, because it is about the truth, my people.
Definitely.
It's about the truth.
We are fight against misinformation.
This statement,
listen to this
by
again.
Favor Williams,
contradict Daryl Vaz.
Labor rights them want we forget this statement here. And I now forget this statement.
No, we are rings it.
I need answers about this statement.
Oh, you go.
So we just listened to Mark Wall in a while ago, talking about it. And Mark, I now leave it.
My sympathies for anyone.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, prophetically breaking news. Thus said the Lord, coming from the prophet. When some moment exactly 3 politicians are dead this year?
Don't say it.
Eh?
Don't say it.
You still a panic?
Yes.
Mighty God.
God, them are trying to kill him.
Mighty God, people. No, well, that prophecy they out already still, no?
Yeah, they said it.
Pastor Peter Chambers talk about it. And Apostle Jeffrey Shuttleworth talk about it. A lot of heavy hitters, and not just Jamaica alone. A lot of heavy hitters worldwide. Dominoes are gonna fall. Yeah, man. Very top people. High up, high up, high up.
Who is
High
still
up.
without electricity. We had raised the question though, because the minister came to Parliament in December and said that the funding required to restore the grid was 350 million US dollars at least. And yet the amount of money that the government was going to provide was 100.
Before we continue, what favor William just said give you the impression that the money coming from the loans that was coming, 450 million out of it is like it was secured for JPS. So the 150 million that we lent JPS, we already got back the liquidity of the loan. That is the impression I got. Is that the understanding you got from what she said? But then we're gonna listen back what she said, you know, and then listen to what Daryl Voss said, and it's a contradiction, ladies and gentlemen. The two of them are oil and water, they no mix. So how is it that you have a government and you have two ministries? You have the Ministry of Energy and you have the Ministry of Finance. And between the two ministries, two parties them don't know what is going on with the same thing. Them have different reporting coming out. Like that in itself tells you that some skullduggery going on. Something is not right, ladies and gentlemen, and it's quite clear. It's quite clear, but let's continue. We're going to hear it. We're going to hear it.
Now, remember, the government's a 20% shareholder in JPS. The other 80% is owned by two overseas companies, Arabani of Japan, East West Power, South Korea. They weren't putting any money up for the restoration because the minister had given a notice earlier in 2025 saying that their license is coming to an end and wouldn't be renewed in 2027. So they didn't have any security that they would still be in charge of Jamaica's electricity grid come 2027, and they weren't going to put up any money without any security. So the government was putting up money far beyond its 20%. But still, at least $200 million less than the minister told us was needed to fix the grid. We asked him, how is it a good idea to put some funding in without knowing how the necessary amount would be reached?
Makes no sense.
He never answered that question. I asked him again on Tuesday. Again, he dodged the question. I'm saying a matter as fundamental as this, where government resources, which is really the proceeds of the catastrophe bond, 150 million, has been lent to company JPS that Jamaica owns 20% of, in a scenario where we're told that the necessary resources to do the job is 350 million. So it's not even half of what's required. How is it a good idea to proceed without explaining how you're going to finance the full restoration project? Who is not going to have their life?
I can done the argument once and for all. The $150 million that was asked for and lent is the only thing that is on the table at this time to this government. We have no discussion or communication, verbal or written, about anything other than the $150 million to bring back light by the end of January. That is the situation as of now. So until something comes to me, there's nothing that I can tell.
Lie. Hear this.
The question about the loan to JPS, is the government prepared to lend the entire amount? I think that was your question. So the loan to JPS was 150 million US dollars, so that they could accelerate the pace at which Jamaicans get their lights back, at which businesses get their light back. Madam Speaker, already I can say to you, you don't have to worry that the government is going to lend the entire amount, right? Already our international partners have indicated
Hear this.
that within that package that's announced, there is about 450 million for JPS. And what that will do is allow for our loan of 150 million to be repaid back to us, so we get back the liquidity. It didn't.
So based off of what Favor Williams has said, you don't have to worry that we will have to lend them the entire amount, because the money that is coming from the loan, 450 million in the arm set aside, for the JPS. So we would get back the liquidity. But Daryl Vaza said something different.
Happened last Tuesday.
So,
It's
how
happened.
this your mania?
Without fear of contradiction, that if we had followed,
How this your mania?
I can done the argument once and for all. The $150 million that was asked for and lent is the only thing that is on the table at this time to this government. We have no discussion or communication, verbal or written, about anything other than $150 million to bring back light by the end of January.
So how is this? How is this now, Mr.
Something
Minister?
is not clear.
How this?
Something is not right.
The
Something
question
right.
about the loan to JPS, is the government prepared to lend the entire amount? I think that was your question. So the loan to JPS was $150 million US, so that they could accelerate the pace at which Jamaicans get their lights back, at which businesses get their light back. Madam Speaker, already I can say to you, you don't have to worry that the government is going to lend the entire amount, right? Already our international partners have indicated that within that package that's announced, there is about $450 million for JPS.
50 million.
And what that will do is allow for our loan of $150 million to be repaid back to us, so we get back the liquidity.
Come off here. You don't know what you're not telling lie.
I don't know
But
either.
somebody is lying.
I don't know.
And it's not Mark Wolin.
Hey, I don't know.
Somebody
I
is
don't
lying.
know.
27.
I
So
don't
they
know.
didn't have any security that they would still be in charge of Jamaica's electricity grid from 2027, and they weren't going to put up any money without any security. So the government was putting up
I don't
far beyond its 20%. But still, at least $200 million less than the minister told us was needed to fix the grid. We asked him, how is it a good idea to put some funding in without knowing how the necessary amount would be reached and obtained? He never answered that question. I asked him again on Tuesday. Again, he dodged the question.
You went to Tuesday.
Situation as of now. So until something comes to me, there is nothing that I can tell. What I can say without fear of contradiction, that if we had followed.
You know, when I was going to school, I had a teacher, and one of her favorite quotes is that empty barrels make the most noise. When I was going to primary school, alright, so we have one distractor distracting from the actual topic, which is Daryl Vaz. You talk about another Vaz. Gabby, how you doing, Gabby? Hey, I'm want to big up Gabriela Morris, you know. Yeah, man, I want to big up that young stalwart of the People's National Party that I believe was robbed of her seat. Yeah, man, I believe she was robbed of her seat in the election. She didn't lose that seat. I believe she was robbed. That's my belief. Alright? But, I tell you, it's a situation that's serious.
On Tuesday, again, he dodged the question.
You went to Tuesday.
Situation as of now. So until something comes to me, there's nothing that I can tell. What I can say without fear of contradiction.
Yes, I was saying that when I used to go to primary school, one of my teachers that left an indelible mark on me, she always said, empty barrels make the most noise. And I'm telling you, how many times have you seen Daryl Vaz in Parliament not making a lot of noise? Especially when he's faced with tough questions that he doesn't seem to have the clear answer to. Remember when he had to apologize in the briefing? Guys, I'm still waiting for JPS to come out and tell us, you know, did you lie to Daryl Vaz? JPS, did you lie to Daryl Vaz? Did you give Daryl Vaz incorrect information regarding the operations in the West and gave Dayton Campbell correct information? I am still waiting on JPS to come and clear that up, you know. Has anybody seen a clip of JPS saying that, listen, it is our fault, we gave him the wrong piece of paper and we gave Dr. Dayton Campbell the right piece of paper. Because according to Daryl Vaz, he didn't get the right information from JPS, and that's why he uttered nonsense in Parliament. And he told us that, you know, he had some choice words when speaking to them. You know, I don't have to tell you what type of how all of this. Wanna remember? Hold on, let me find the clip. Let us find the clip. Daryl Vaz. Oh, as a matter of fact, I have it, you know. I have it on my page. I documented it. Did I? Let me see if I did. Let me see if I did. I think I did. I think I did. I think I documented it. Easy for me to find because I make sure to put the faces of the individuals that are involved in the conversation. I think this is it. Yes. TikTok, I had to come on here and listen to Daryl Vaz in our press conference.
And the electricity restoration. First of all, as committed yesterday in Parliament, let me clarify a particular statement that I made in Parliament yesterday, which turned out to be erroneous information given to me by the Jamaica Public Service, where I indicated...
Whoa. One second, people. Sorry about that, people. I had to go on mute, guys. Yeah, hello? Hello? Yeah, man. Me there upon the live. Where I say, I come down here now? Soup. The soup man still there upon the block there, some man. Right at James Avenue. I that the man know buy soup from. Yeah, man, in there right out on the flat there, so. Alright? Yeah, man. 10 minutes. Alright. Alright. Alright, people, so sorry about that. Sorry about that. Let's go back. Let's listen to Daryl Vaz. TikTok, I had to come on here. Listen to Daryl Vaz in our press conference.
And the electricity restoration. First of all, as committed yesterday in Parliament, let me clarify a particular statement that I made in Parliament yesterday, which turned out to be erroneous information given to me by the Jamaica Public Service, where I indicated that in one instance, 40 miles of lines were rebuilt with over 1,000 poles from Ferris Cross to Hodges, Westmoreland to St. Elizabeth, to restore approximately 2,000 customers.
Ladies and gentlemen, Daryl Vaz wants to blame JPS for giving him erroneous information. As a minister of government, right, that is supposed to be responsible. A minister of government that a 100 to 200 to 300% increase on their money because they're the best of the best. It never occurred to them, ladies and gentlemen, it never occurred to him that you should verify the information that JPS gave you. And I'm only taking his word for it. Because I really don't believe him. I don't believe that JPS told him what he said they told him. I believe he was misinformed by his own lack of understanding. That is what I believe. But we're going to run with what he said. The point of the matter is, the onus is still on him.
Don't be fooled, mommy.
If you are Minister of Government and so much lines and light posts go up and 2,000 customers get light, you didn't do any background check? You didn't link Mr. Dr. Dayton Campbell and says, Dr. Dayton, I hear that there is some restoration of 2,000 persons that get back light. You have any evidence of that? You did not send a team out there to say, all right, listen, go and check for me to verify whether or not. You didn't check any of the caretakers. You didn't check any of the JLP councillors to say, listen, go and do something. Nobody in the Ministry of Energy, there's nobody that does recon work to go and look to say, yeah man, JPS is doing their job, ladies and gentlemen. This level of incompetence is unacceptable.
Huh?
This
From
is the
her?
type of thing that gets you fired
Chicago?
from corporations. If you have a boss and you are this incompetent in doing your job, people get fired for less. People get fired for less. The man wants to blame the JPS. Even if the JPS gave him misinformation, why didn't you verify the information before you repeated it? And here they come at us, calling us vloggers and always spreading misinformation and all of this. And they are not the standard of putting out right information. They are being exposed, ladies and gentlemen. This is just the tip of the iceberg.
Let me tell you something, man. We now ease up. What me say we do? We now ease up, ladies and gentlemen. They have to come down. Them two lie bridging. Me I wait upon JPS to come out and verify whether or not them tell this man a lie. No? According to Daryl JPS, you misinformed the minister. It is your fault that you do it, JPS. So how it go? How it really go, JPS? How it really go? That is the question, you know. How it really go? It go like what Daryl Vaz say, or only can show documentation say Daryl Vaz is lying. But JPS, you probably don't want to get involved, don't. So to make Daryl Vaz a solid phone reputation. Is it that you guys are making Daryl Vaz run with it? Say a lie, you tell him, so him not look bad? Because as a minister of government, it appears that he read a briefing and did not read it properly and understand what it said and jumped out excited, the good news. See it, when we do our work and we are the best government and we caring. That's a proposal. That did not happen yet. That's the intention. What an embarrassment. And because he cannot truly apologize, he had to blame you, JPS. He couldn't take the blame for himself, you know. He had to point the finger at somebody else. That is my belief. That's my belief of what happened. But JPS, we are calling on you, the citizens of Jamaica, to come and clear this up. Because it's either we can't trust you, JPS, or we can't trust Daryl Vaz. Any one of those things are not good. They both carry the same weight. Because you are the energy company and he's the energy minister. So who can't we trust? JPS or Daryl Vaz? Or maybe both? Who knows? It's up in the air. It's here for speculation. Nikisha, what's up? It's there for speculation, ladies and gentlemen. It's terrible, man. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. But anyway, we're going to move on. Last night, Andre Stevens dropped a bombshell, ladies and gentlemen, on PDTV News. He asked a series of questions regarding a property and the sale of a property that allegedly Daryl Vaz was involved in 2019. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know if you guys watched that, but I'm encouraging you. As a matter of fact, let me go and look if he had posted it. Let me go and look. I see this is one of the
partner or family to Daryl Vaz.
Here are some of the questions right here in this chart. So this is some of the questions in the chart, but I not even want to go into the questions, to be honest with you guys. I want you guys to go and watch that on Andre's show. Zine, he's supposed to put it up. And if him don't, he need to put it up. Oh yeah, see it here? The last video that he put up.
But Mark Walling came out swinging this morning. I said, wow. What these people are doing is trying to current cross propagandists as though because I am Michelle Stern.
Okay, him not put it out yet. Him don't put it out yet. Andre not put it out yet. Him put out the thing with Mark Golding challenging. Because it could, I'm glad to do that now, because people are talking about, oh, you know, the PMP now doing enough and this and that and then stuff. Me not subscribe to that over here, so. Me call Cap. That's Cap.
And sold it back to somebody else.
No.
And then the house was undervalued. And
it's wrong.
No. What struck me was the last caller that called Andre Stevens. That claimed to be a real estate, a realtor in the United States. And realtors would know the laws regarding this thing. So I am saying to you guys, if you don't know the context, go to Andre Stevens' show, PDTV. Daryl, you want to know about Florida House. That is the title. Zane, go to timestamp 2 hours and 22 minutes. Listen from there to get the full outline of the questions that Andre posited about this house in Florida. You remember when he saying going to Florida? Go and listen to that. Now, based off this, a caller that claimed to be a realtor called in and said, Andre, let's listen.
And silence makes deep and harassing. They was come from. You make her it.
watching your show. And from how are you?
Come by lunch at PD. Hello, good night.
Good night. Listen.
Hello, good night, Andre. How are you?
I'm good.
So I'm here watching your show, and from the little that I know as a real estate agent in America, everything that you have just said on your platform is all money laundering. They use a straw man and they did a silent second. And everything that you just said right now, if the authorities heard you right and they did some investigations, people are going to be in trouble.
Ladies and gentlemen, the lady said, if what Andre is saying is true in regards to the sale and the resale of the house in Florida, she said it's money laundering. It's illegal. And she goes into so much detail as to the illegalities. The gentleman name that came up, Van, what him name? What him name? What this brother name? John Van Stroley, alleged business partner of Daryl Vaz. This not sound good. This not sound good. And if it's one thing I know, the United States is watching Andre Stevens' show. Them they are locally. And they probe these shows. Because they're all about intelligence. Or you think them know what to put on them travel advisory. Them have people down here we have probe the place. Them here will go up on social media and them go look for themselves and them see the realities. Hey, what's up? Keep it honest. Right? So now that them hear upon Andre's show about this question in regarding to this property, I can almost guarantee that we're going to see some type of investigation. into this. Allegedly, the property cost what, 600,000 at the time, and allegedly the property was sold for $400,000 under the market value, and allegedly it was sold 5 days after. And the lady, in her experience as a real estate agent, called in. I'm just gonna let it play, my people. Let me go back.
Everything that you have just said on your platform
I soon
is
come.
all money laundering.
Give me a second.
They used a straw man and they did a silent second. And everything that you just said right now, if the authorities heard you right and they did some investigations, people are going to be in trouble. Because everything that you said a while ago, it's illegal in America. Everything that they did to buy that property is illegal.
What they call
They
it?
said they used a straw man. You said that they bought the house and then they sold it in 5 days. The only way they could have done that is to buy the house in somebody else's name, which is a straw man, and then they sold it again, which is called a silent second. And then the house was undervalued, and then it was revalued for more money. That's another illegality in real estate. So they've done a lot of illegal stuff in America. And if somebody in Florida, the real estate commissioner or the state general, if they heard this and they hear what you're saying and they start investigating these people, they're going to be in a lot of problems. All of it is illegal. If what you're saying is what they did, all of it is illegal. All of it.
The records are there. The records
There's
are
no
there.
way you can buy a house like that in America. You can't. I am a real estate agent, Andre. They cannot do that. There's names for it, and I just gave them to you.
And the house,
that is
the
a
house was
suspicion for money laundering. They're washing money. You can't buy a house for 400,000. You didn't declare it to America. None of that stuff. If the people that they use to buy the house, they are in trouble. From what you're saying. Yes.
Wow. And you realize the house was bought in the prime of COVID.
Yes. All of it was done illegal, from what you're saying. I don't know the whole fact. I don't have the paperwork in front of me, but from what you're saying, if that's what really happened, Andre, they're in problems. They're in trouble.
Wow.
And who did he buy
So
the
they
house?
took it out of the...
Who did he buy the house? In whose name? Was it the
Because you
ex-wife
said,
name?
hold on. You said that the house was bought. You did not say whose name it was bought in. However, it was bought and then sold in 5 days.
Yes.
No, you have to sell a house. Not even flipping, you can't flip a house that fast. That means they bought it in somebody else's name, and then they turned around and sold it back to somebody else to put it in that trust. That's illegal.
Wow.
That is illegal.
Whoa.
Not even flip, you can't flip so fast for 5 days. Mighty God. Thank you, caller. Thank you for that
You're
information.
welcome. Okay, bye-bye.
Mummy. Mighty God. Wow.
So who is listening to me? We're calling for a fulsome investigation into the purchase of that property.
Mummy, bless you. Bless your heart.
We're calling, and you see where the trust was set up in Grand Cayman.
I try to keep official on the road nowadays.
Foundation Trust.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to leave it there, so you know. That is a whole lot to digest. Sassy 81, what's up, my darling? Bless you. I still haven't heard from Sassy, you know. I need to call her again. Look like she's on vacation or something. Vacation from YouTube. But hey, you know, I'm seeing pictures of them at the house. You know, Daryl Vaz's wife and him picking them also. So, you know, this is quite serious, ladies and gentlemen. If all of this If this sale was done in the manner they said it was done, if the lady that called in, and I think all we have to do is Google real estate laws in Florida and look up what is illegal from what is not illegal and research the term that she used. Let's go back. Straw man. She said something about straw man. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back.
Night, Andre, how are you?
Yeah, listen to this.
I'm good. So I'm here watching your store, and from the little that I know as a real estate agent in America, everything that you have just said on your platform is all money laundering. They use a straw man, and they did a silent second, and everything that...
A silent second. Google. What is a silent second mortgage? A silent second mortgage is a subordinate deferred payment loan used for down payments or closing costs that is not disclosed to the primary lender. These loans are often used to bridge affordability gaps but are considered illegal. While legitimate down payments assistance programs defer payments until the home is sold, refined, or paid off. Mighty God, key aspects of silent second mortgage is definition and function. It acts as a second subordinate loan that assists with home purchasing costs. Silent aspect, the primary lender is unaware of this secondary debt, allowing the borrower to qualify for a first mortgage with little or no money down. Risk and eligibility. Unreported hidden silent mortgages are illegal and can result in severe penalties, including fine and imprisonment. But just Google it, ladies and gentlemen. But just Google it. But just Google it. That seems to be illegal everywhere. So what's up, Ryan Campbell? So if indeed the evidence that the questions that Andre posited turned out to be yes to everything, then this is very serious, ladies and gentlemen. A property of that value paid in cash, that's a red flag. USA flag. Yo, that I want a red flag. The fact say paying a cash, I want a red flag. If it is indeed a silent second mortgage, yo, they in trouble. They are in trouble. But like I said, I leave you with that, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, I am hoping, and I'm saying that word, hoping, to start a series of late night show. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. 11:59 p.m. Just before the dawn of the new day of tomorrow. I want to go live. And I am going to go over, it's called the Nightly News Recap of what is happening in the country and even international as well. So for those that are late viewers, I want to encourage all the people on TikTok to go and subscribe to Bolo VNR 2.0. I will be live tonight on Bolo VNR 2.0. and Bolo VNR clips. I'm not going to be live on TikTok. So subscribe to my YouTube page. Click the bell and click all. Alright? The live is already set for the time. So you guys can go. And you guys can go and smash the like button for me. and click notify so when I actually go live and you, that's if you want to be there, you will see the live stream. All right, let me show you. This is it. This is it, guys. This is the thumbnail. See? Nightly news recap. Right? This is it. So join me tonight. Alright? 11:59 p.m. Right there. Alright? It's at Bolo VNR Clips and Bolo VNR 2.0. And we're going to go over the key stories in the country. All right, my people. God bless you. I have to make a move. Quick too. I have about 2 minutes left. Later. I got a